Finally, the preseason is over, and the Suns basically won every game. Only game they didn't was when the big three didn't play. But Sundo, the weirdest thing to me this preseason was the undying love and affection that we saw from the fans towards Bol Bol, who slightly underperformed this preseason. Ish Wainwright's already been cut, likely to return on a two-way, hopefully to return on a two-way. That'd be a really good get for us. Hit that like for us and tell us in the comments, do you want Bol Bol on this Suns final roster?
It's without a question that Bol Bol is like the most polarizing player on this team right now. It's kind of wild. There's opinions about him all over the spectrum. Like, there are a lot of people who are saying he doesn't deserve to be on the team. There's a lot of people that are saying he deserves to be on the team. Just give him a chance. He needs to just shoot more. He needs to be developed. There's a lot of explanations of why he's not playing up the park. Sort of like a former big that used to be here before him. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of that same topic, except for, one of them, he was a second round pick, not a first overall pick. But there's a lot of layers to this. One, we argued in the show, what position is he going to play? Is he going to be 5? Is he going to be 4? What's going to happen there? I personally think that he needs to be played as a 4. I think he is too skinny to be at the 5, but teams want to continue to keep playing him at the 5. And then that's just something I think that doesn't fit his skill set. He's played small his entire basketball career, high school through college. I think he needs to continue to be a 4 and play smaller. So that's just me. There's also the subject of where he played at in the preseason rotation. And now you could say that he played with the third string because he wasn't playing well enough in practice to get minutes with the second team. You could also say that we just have so much depth that there's no choice but him to play with the third team in the preseason. But regardless, it's still preseason. You want to see him get those minutes. He never got those second team minutes, Gabe. He was always playing with the third team, which means he was playing with Keon Johnson and Saban Lee. And so there's just so many issues there. He never got the ball because Keon Johnson and Saban Lee were playing hero ball the entire time they were playing with the third team, and you could see it. There are plenty of reasons why Bol Bol didn't play well this season. There's also plenty of reasons why he looked bad this season too. It's really polarizing. You can't really put your finger on what or why he only played an average of 8 minutes per game with the third team. There's just no explanation. And there's also no explanation as to why he didn't get the buckets that we thought he should have got with the third team. It's just really weird. And I don't know where to place the blame, whether it's no effort or maybe he just was dealt a bad hand with playing with Saban Lee and Keon Johnson the entire preseason. I don't know which one to go with.
Guys, this video is brought to you by our sponsors, BetUS, a leading online betting platform. They offer a wide range of sports betting and casino games. BetUS is known to be reliable, secure, and have an excellent customer service. Go to BetUS and sign up for an account using our link in the description and get a bonus of 125%.
BetUS doesn't just have basketball betting. They have tons of sports to bet on, such as football, basketball, soccer, baseball, golf, even MMA, even martial arts. There are a lot of things to bet on. And as a matter of fact, I found a fun bet for you, Gabe, and I think you'll like this one. The first player to receive a flopping technical foul in this coming up season, the first player ever. And right now you can get LeBron James at number 1 for a plus 800 on the money line. But my favorite bet, and I think I would take this one, would be former Phoenix Suns point guard Chris Paul, number 4 on that list, for a plus 900 on the money line. I think I'd take Chris Paul or LeBron James. I think either one of those are a good bet, but there are tons of bets like this on BetUS. Pre-game, live betting, parlays, prop bets, all of it. And like I said, me and Gabe are going to be betting on a bunch of these and having a good time with them. So go to BetUS, check them out. And as we mentioned, our link in the description. Not only do they have the link in our description, but they have a ton of ongoing promotions and welcome bonuses. And there are tons of promotions for you coming back. So if you've already signed up for BetUS, don't worry. There are plenty of opportunities for you and plenty of promotions for you to re-up.
Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this channel. I gotta say, man, you've made some great points, and it played out in the game. What you were saying about him playing the 4. There was a moment where he had been in for maybe 5-6 minutes, and then Ime Udoka Azubike comes in, and Bol Bol's like, "That's it for me," and walks over to the bench, and then they're like, "No, you're still on," and he's like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah, he had this look on his face like, oh, what? I'm still in.
And he goes and plays the 4, gets an open 3, drills it. So I was very low on the prospect of keeping Bol Bol, but seeing him in practice lighting up the 3s like we saw during their open practice, seeing him get into the games here and be able to stretch the floor, combined with already having cut Ish and feeling like Keon is just, like we called him in the beginning, Be Gone Johnson. You just want him gone off of your roster. I think Bol Bol is safe.
Yeah, I mean, I would tend to agree with you that he's safe just on those facts. Like, someone's got to get cut. You're more than likely going to cut Keon Johnson than Bol Bol because of, you know, the stuff that happened in this offseason with the contract you gave him and whatnot. Like you said, Ish is already gone, so only one more player is going to get cut. And I think it's between Damian Lee and Keon Johnson anyway. So yeah, I think Bol Bol's here to stay. My issue is, once again, and we talked about this, is what will Bol Bol look like in this regular rotation? Now, I mentioned earlier the reason of him not getting a lot of shots is because he was playing with hero ball, Saban Lee, and Keon Johnson. And so what will he look like in a regular rotation with a Jordan Goodwin, you know, Bates Diop, Eric Gordon, like those players that he's going to play with who will get him the ball when he's open? Will he look better with those players? Or will he practice good enough to even get time to play with those players? That's another thing. Once again, we don't know what happens behind the scenes, but we can also read into it with how the rotations are working out and what coaches are saying about him and whatnot. And it's safe to say, like, he's not impressing in practice.
That's the other thing I think you made a great point on. I didn't think about it at all until you brought it up. He was out there mostly with Saban Lee and Keon Johnson. So not only if he plays with the starters or the better role players, is he more likely to get the ball passed to him, but if he's playing with the starters, I kind of am remembering that he's going to be wide open.
Right.
And we've yet to see that. And I think I want to see that.
I mean, that's where I'm at too. Like, I want to see him in that role. If he can't get it done, or he can't hit shots, or he doesn't find himself getting solid minutes, or even, you know, what was his average in Orlando, if you don't mind me asking? Because I can't even remember what it was, but we looked it up. I think it was somewhere around 9 points a game.
Yeah, I just looked it up. 9.1 points per game with the Magic in 21 and a half minutes.
So we can assume that he's only going to play maybe 10, 11 minutes or whatever. So we'll just slice that in half. If you told me that he's going to get you 4 points a game, you know, in that amount of minutes with either the second team or maybe even a small amount of minutes with the starters, I'll take that. And if I can see that, and I think that he's more than capable of doing that easily with a good cast around him, not just selfish ball hogs like Saban Lee and Keon Johnson. Like, you get him in there with a Jordan Goodwin, Eric Gordon, who are going to look for him in the corner or look at him where he's open and he'll hit a shot. Like, I think he's capable of doing that.
Well, tell us what you guys think in the comments. Should Bol Bol be here to stay? Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you guys soon.